Welcome to Coach's Corner podcast, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Coach Tripp. Here on Coach's Corner, we try to inspire and educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, and the body to act. Coming up on this segment, why football matters. This was written by Baltimore Ravens head coach John Harbaugh about 6 or 7 years ago. And I hope you enjoy it. Football and its values instilled in young men are critical to our society. The game of football is under attack. We see it every day in the headlines and on the news. The medical concerns are pressing. The game has taken its share of criticism. Even LeBron James has publicly said there's no football in his house. The question's asked over and over, why would anyone want to play football? And why would anyone let their kids play? Here's my answer. Remember, this is written by John Harbaugh. I believe there's practically no other place where a young man is held to a higher standard. Football is hard. It's tough. It demands discipline, and it teaches obedience. It builds character. Football's a metaphor for life. This game asks a young man to push himself further than he ever thought he could go. It literally challenges his physical courage. It shows him what it means to sacrifice. It teaches him the importance of doing his job well, which he's going to have to do someday for a company as an employee. We learn to put others first, to be of something bigger than ourselves. And we learn to lift our teammates and ourselves up together. These are rare lessons nowadays. Football has faced challenges like this before. In 1905, there were 19 player deaths and at least 137 serious injuries. Many of these occurred at the high school and college levels. Major colleges said they were going to drop football because the game had become too violent. That's when President Teddy Roosevelt stepped in to call a meeting with the coaches and athletic directors from Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. He wanted to find a way to make the game safer. They made significant changes, including new rules like the forward pass and the wide receiver position. Those changes turned football more into a game that we know it as today. We made progress. Rules changed. Society evolved. The game advanced. We're at another turning point in our sport. The concussion issue is real, and we have to fix it. We have to continue to get players in better helmets. We have to teach tackling the right way, and that starts at the NFL level. Change the rules. Take certain things out of the game. It's all the right thing to do. But even with all that, the importance of football hasn't changed. In some ways, it's more important than ever. And I believe the most critical place for football is at the youth and high school levels. For 97% of football players, the pinnacle of their careers is at the high school game. Few players ever go on to the college level. Even fewer make it to the pros. For a lot of these kids, it's not until it's all said and done, and they look back on it several years later, that they realize the difference the sport made in their lives. They are proud of playing the game. Have you ever met anybody who accomplished playing 4 years of high school football and at the end of that run said to themselves, man, I wish I wouldn't have played? It doesn't get said. We know that football players aren't perfect. Nobody is. But millions of former players, one by one, can recount the life-altering principles they learned from football. They know the value of football is the values in football. That's why high school football, and particularly high school coaches, play such a vital role in our society. Our football coaches are on the front lines of the battle for the hearts and minds of these young men in our society. The culture war is on, and we see it every day. These young men are more vulnerable than ever. How many youth and high school coaches serve as a father figure to the players? How many mothers look to the coaches of their son's football team as the last best hope to show their son what it means to be a man, a real man? More than we'll ever know. Coaches teach our young people the lessons of that of life that very often they learn from no one else. Coaches have the kind of influence in our school and with our young people that is difficult to come by. Billy Graham once said, one coach will influence more people in 1 year than the average person will do in a lifetime. My dad also said all the time that it just takes one person to believe in a young man or a young woman to change their lives. I couldn't agree more. Our culture teaches us to judge an activity by how it's going to make us feel right now. But football doesn't work that way. The game challenges us and pushes us. It's often uncomfortable. It requires us to be at our best. Isn't that what we want from our society? Football is a great sport. Football teams can be and very often are the catalyst for good in our schools and in our community. Millions of young men have learned lessons in football that they could only learn through playing this game. Football has saved lives. Sure saved mine. I could have been in jail or dead by now. This is why football matters. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, John Harbaugh, the Harbaugh family. What a great coaching football family that is. I hope you enjoyed today's Coach Tripp's Tips, Why Football Matters. Stay tuned. Thursday night, we'll have local sports report. Have a great sports night, everybody. Stay tuned for these messages. Appreciate you watching. So long.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We self-fund for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Hey, Bill, some game, huh?
I haven't really noticed, Paul.
What? The biggest game of the year?
I've been looking over my insurance. Talk about problems I'm trying to figure out.
Well, do what I did. Call the Seiler Agency. They showed me what I needed and what I didn't. They even saved me money. Now, instead of worrying about my insurance, I can worry about the big game.
Contact the Seiler Agency at 476-7443 for all of your insurance needs. Your independent agent for home, auto, boat, RV, commercial, general liability, life, and sound investment strategies. Call 476-7443 today.
So hard to get you in the perfect car. Looking for a better car buying experience? With a Step 1 Advantage from Buick GMC, Fort Walton Beach, and Pensacola, receive no-hassle market-based pricing or incentives by pre-ordering. Looking to sell or trade? Our dedicated team will even come to you. Plus, every vehicle sold at Step 1 supports local charities right in your neighborhood. Experience the Step 1 Advantage at Buick GMC, Fort Walton Beach, and Pensacola today.